A trip to the Spa State Park for tonight's Rewind, centered around a natural resource that at one time led the world to our doorstep. Liz Bishop is here now with tonight's CBS 6 Rewind. Liz.
And we're going to take everybody back, JT, to 1927, because in that year, Saratoga's bathhouses performed more than 100,000 treatments to health-conscious medical tourists who viewed the spa city as a mecca for wellness. It earned that reputation thanks to its world-famous mineral springs, which promised a sound body for anyone who took the cure, leading thousands of people to make a pilgrimage to Saratoga in search of good health. And that's my Rewind tonight. Fascination with Saratoga's famous waters goes way back. Native Americans revered them as a source of healing and spirituality. By the 1800s, taking the cure in Saratoga was a popular treatment for the wealthy and the ill. And by the 1900s, it was off the charts.
They'd get thousands of people a year in the early 30s to go there.
Then New York Governor FDR knew something about those waters and pushed for a state-operated spa in Saratoga.
FDR had infantile paralysis as a child and came up to Saratoga quite often.
$3.2 million federal dollars helped build the country's most ambitious modern spa. It was the WPA project that saved Saratoga.
And they used over 1,200 locals to help build this place because they wanted to get it done early on before they ran out of money.
And a Roosevelt would not be satisfied with anything less than a worldwide drawing card.
They sent a doctor, Dr. Baruch, over to Europe. He studied European spas. When he came back to America, he came back with this plan. There are electric light boxes you would sit in. You could take mineral baths, various laxative treatments.
For things like arthritis, heart issues, breathing issues.
They were taking the cure in style. As you can see, there's a pretty good reason why this is called the reflecting pool. Back in the 30s, people would come here to reflect on their lives. It was painted blue, and they would stare at the goldfish in the water. And a quarter century before President Kennedy introduced the national push for fitness, men and women stormed the state park for pure recreation.
They had walking, they had horseback riding, and they had croquet, they had tennis courts. Archery was also a big part of it, too.
Ultimately, it all streamed back to that plentiful natural resource bubbling from the ground. Whether visitors soaked in it in bathhouses or gulped it down in the H2O equivalent of a German beer hall.
Something has to be done because take a look at the people here, mostly senior citizens, and they are very tired.
Busloads of downstaters, predominantly Jewish, unhappily waited hours in line to take the restorative baths.
World War II veterans came to convalesce, and I have read that there were some Holocaust survivors that were convalescing here also.
At its height in 1947, more than 200,000 people took the cure in the celebrated Saratoga Spa State Park, but by the 60s, there were only 15,000 bathers. Linda Harvey says that people just really started losing interest. Medical treatments and therapeutics became more plentiful and more effective, and then automobiles changed people's habits. As a result, all but one of the bathhouses were closed. But the Saratoga waters live on. The Roosevelt Baths and Spa still caters to 15,000 to 20,000 visitors each year who come to take the baths.